In elementary, I knew something was different. I don't know. I just, honestly, I remember like thinking that, what's her name? They called her Lisa Left Eye Lopez. She was a member of TLC. I don't know, I thought she was cute. And that was in elementary school. And then middle school, I don't know. I think what happened was me realizing there was something different and seeing how everybody else was. And I was more into sports, and I kind of just drowned myself in that. And I had friends and stuff, but I could tell, even now, I tend to separate myself and isolate. Growing up, I remember my aunt, one particular aunt, and she lives in Dario. And she would always ask me, oh, so who are you talking to? Like, who's your boyfriend? Like, you know, I love her to death. And she just wanted to know what was going on with me because we lived in San Angelo. So I would be like, I don't have one. I'm too busy. And it just never happened, you know. And my cousin, because her name's Claudia. She would always have, oh yeah, there's so cute, and I remember she started talking like that. I'd be like, oh, I'm talking about this weirdo. I don't know. I just didn't feel that way. It wasn't until high school I knew I liked girls, but I wasn't ready. I didn't want to. Like I said, it was I would hear all this negativity about it, so I just stayed to myself. I didn't really talk to anybody in that way. It wasn't until I met somebody that I found out that they were a lesbian that I was like, well, I liked her. I came out when I was 23 years old, and it was terrifying because I would always hear my family and friends talking negatively about any homosexual, the remarks that they would say. It would always just like push me right back into the closet, and I wouldn't want to say anything to anybody. And even whenever the question arose, like I kind of just, what? Like I thought surprised. No. But from what I hear after, people, I don't know, there was something about me, people already kind of tagged me, if you want to say. I told my best friend first. Well, I didn't know how else to tell her except for cooking something and being like, hey, you know, I made this, you know, if you want, come over and whatever, I got something to tell you. She was like, really? Okay. And she showed up, and I told her. She initially came out like, she's shocked, like, and then I remember it was a little bit after that she told me that she didn't know it's like I blindsided her. I don't know, maybe she didn't want to believe it, maybe she didn't want to have a gay best friend. And the reason why I say that is because she told me after, like a couple weeks after, she said that if she would have known that I was a lesbian, we would have never gotten as close as we did, friends-wise. And that hurt. My friendship today with her is great. We're still friends. It took her a while to come around, but she got over it. I guess she got over the fact that maybe it's because she thought I would like try something, because we were hanging out all the time, but it wasn't like that. It wasn't on that level, you know. And I think it was more so the shock of being like, you are, and well, great. Now I'm like hanging out with me. You know, people perceive something whenever they see me coming, because obviously I got the short hair and I dress a certain way, that I'm automatically gonna stand out. And she's a very attractive young lady, and you know, and for her to be seen with me, it's like Oh, I think that's why she was scared. But now, I mean, she don't care. One day I just decided to tell my mom. My mom really, because my dad, I don't know, I was kind of always intimidated more of my dad. He's a real stern guy and, I don't know, like a hard ass. And I just figured I'd tell my mom, and it's so hard. I was scared. Because she was one of the ones that I would always hear saying something. Even now, even now, I can tell she doesn't improve. But ever since I came out, I told myself that I wasn't gonna hide it anymore. Part of the whole emotional thing that's going on right now is because of all the negativity that I heard and thought about, you know, within myself. And I don't know, I think that because of all that, it just kind of affected me. Obviously I still have issues just talking about it because it was hard. It's hard because I get it from society now, and I used to get it from my family and my friends. I can go somewhere, you know, people are already judging. Like, I can walk into a room or I'm walking somewhere, I'm just minding my own business, and I can see somebody I catch them looking at me, and I'll be like, oh, you know, they're probably just looking this way. And I'll turn and do something, and then I'll see them still staring at me, and it's like an intimidation deal now. It become personal. Why are you staring at me? And that's why with my daughter, I do talk to her. She knows what's up. She's accepting of it. I am a firm believer that the way kids are and the way people grow up has a lot to do with what they're taught. Because, what do kids hate when they're little? They don't know nothing. And people expect us to be like, oh, don't act a certain way in public, and if I go somewhere with my girlfriend, it's like, y'all behave. You know, we can be holding hands and it's perceived as somebody making out right in front of you. You look at them like, God, get a room. I mean, everybody knows how that is when you walk by somebody and they're making out session right in front, you know? Yeah, little kids, you want to like, oh, don't look at that, you know? Okay, let's keep going. But I can be holding somebody's hand and I get that. And their kid, and they don't want to talk to their kids. They don't talk to they want to avoid talking to their kids about the differences, or maybe they don't even want to talk about it, and they don't want those questions from them because they don't know where to take it. My daughter came to me and told me that she was getting questioned at school. And she handled it really well. Ariana handled it really well. She said, that's my mom, and don't be talking about my mom. And she pretty much told the little girl, like, if you're going to be talking about my mom like that, you're not my friend. You're not going to be my friend. And the little girl kind of goes like, you know, didn't expect that. I guess she was trying to make her feel bad, but it didn't work. Ariana knows, I've told her, you don't want, your friends shouldn't be that way. You don't want to have somebody be that way with you because it's somebody else. Your mom. How does that change you? And she handled it really well. Telling it my daughter was a hard thing. It still is. It's a little bit easier now that she's older, but whenever she was younger, it was hard whenever she would ask these questions. And you didn't know how to take them because they were 4 years old, 5 years old. How do you speak? I was a first time parent. Like, there's no, there is no manual. But the way it kind of started out was we lived in Phoenix for about 2 years, and we had lesbian friends, me and my ex-girlfriend. We had some lesbian friends that were going to have like a commitment ceremony, a marriage in their eyes, in the eyes of their family. Because she was like, Steph and Desi are getting married? Like, Ariana didn't get it. She was like, what? Like, she knew there was something different. And that's where we had, like, we just talked to her about, they love each other and they want to spend their life with each other, and they might be girls, but that's okay. The marriage should be about love, and it should be about that commitment to another person. Like, you know what? I'm gonna grow old with you. And that's pretty much how we put it. And that's how pretty much we left it. That's how we got Ariana introduced to it. And it's just kind of built on. The information she gets is built on. And obviously from what she told me last week, like I said, her reaction towards that is good and where I want it. And I'm very proud of her for that. I think if society would just open up a little bit, just to hear us out, I think it would change something that they can pass on to future kids.